Hello, this is Chess with Bill. Right, so I just played a couple games, and I did not record whilst playing those games. It was a bit of a trial and error. Um, I had figured, I should say, for a while that when streaming or when recording, I probably would not play as well. And at least with those two games, or these two games I'm about to show you, that is the case. Uh, I played an opponent that was very very quick. But when I wasn't, you know, ranting, uh, as I am right now, I was able to keep my time control. Anyway, the point is, as you would expect, I played a little better. So I'm gonna show these two games because I think that um, I'm excited about them because while I think I missed some stuff, um, I didn't miss some other stuff. Okay. So here we go. This is the review for the rematch where I played white. The previous one I played the French. This is how I opened, right? The preparing the fianchetto, which is a little move that I had I had seen before, and I'm glad that I caught this. There's an interesting move order here, um, and it's easy to miss this. I had noticed. Okay. So we do a bunch of trades. All right. So he said he has a miss. I think eventually he does take this pawn. And that would be forking the pawn and the queen, which blows. This is not such a great move for me because I'm just letting this pawn hang. Okay. All right. I move here. Again, I didn't see the pawn. So had I come here, why is that better? This is saying I should move my knight there instead of pushing on the queen side. I will say I got a little bit into the weeds around this part of the game. It became very tactical. So let me see why. I can understand why not to push here. Maybe to do this instead. I don't really understand why this is such a great move. Unless this knight is just super powerful. Maybe it is, considering the queen is here and the knight's kind of going this direction. I don't know. Be careful, your move loses a pawn. So I can't do that. It says that's okay. This defends the attacked pawn. I wonder why it wants that move. It says that's best. Why? And then it wants a5. Okay, let me see. I'll pick the best. That's the best for him. In typical me fashion, I can't figure out how to use chess.com. Okay, why is that the best? I guess it just centralizes the queen, which is where she'd like to be, right? That central queen. I don't know if he would have pushed his A pawn and gained space. I think it had just taken with the knight. But I get it. So there's actually a moment where I can delay. This makes sense to me, right? Because it's guarding the pawn. But it seems like after this bishop is out, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to get the knight, get my queen, and I guess I'm just centralizing my pieces and then going to pull some rooks over or something. Don't know. Okay, so that's what I did. Huh. Yeah, when he came up here with the queen, I was like, I'm not really understanding. I'm pretty sure he eventually takes this. Right? I was considering not taking the knight. I was with the queen. I was considering just attacking his queen. So let's go through those moves. This is best. Why? Now that's interesting. So he moves his rook. And it's saying this isn't the best move? I am the confused. Okay. I was going to say, how is that not the best move? Because it's saying... Right? Okay. And that's best because... Let's just take the knight. What? Okay, I think Stockfish is having some problems. I don't understand. I mean, you guys tell me. Would you threaten the queen? Okay, you threaten the queen with f3. He moves his rook instead of his queen. I don't get that. Then take the knight and let his queen go? Is this just setting up like some mate or something that I do not see? Yeah, I don't think so. I think if he moved his... I would take his rook. Or I'm sorry, I would take his queen. Right. Okay, we're going to continue this analysis. So I checked to move his queen. As in, I checked to get his king away from his knight, or his rook. And then the idea was to attack his queen and try to trap her if I could, but I was unable to. It was all tactical stuff. I'm happy that I played this tactical stuff kind of okay. Looks like I made some just good moves, but let's see, where's the one I was looking for? This one. Okay, so what I was trying to do here is trap his queen. It likes just coming here. I didn't want him here, but now that I look at it, I was so concerned about this square and my king being hemmed in, but the queen can't do anything here. So I kind of wonder, is there a way to trap the queen? I mean, yeah, she goes there because it's her only square. So now what? I guess it just kind of puts her out, and then I have a little bit more play to mess with. Like a check. I don't know, he moves here or something. Not sure. Anyway, we'll continue. And there you go. All right, so I think I played pretty well on that. Where does it tell me, like, what my... Oh, highlights. So here are the highlights. Let me... Oh, God, what have I done? Seems... All right. So it says that I have... You can't see it, of course. It says I have 87% accuracy. And 2 great moves, 18 best. So we really didn't get to the end game. But it liked the opening and a pretty good middle game. Apparently had a 99.4% opening, which is great. But I think that's all based on what they play, right? Someone explained it to me, and I was like, right, I get it. Okay, so there is that game. I will not be able to do a full review of the next one, but if he reviewed it, then maybe I will. So now I have to find the games really fast. So that's with Kafumisi. So this is the previous one, which he also resign from. Alright, and that looks okay. Hey, it's the bearded Kevin dude. Alright, so this is the other game where I played black. It's the first one we played together. And I did, or attempted to do, the French. So it doesn't really give me the best moves and all that, but it does give me the little elo bar. Right, so I need to go back and study the French. Because there's 3 or 4, I mean, it's more complicated than that, but there's 3 or 4 main responses to it that I've seen. One is the advanced variation, which that's what this is. Oh, it says it right there. Dope. And apparently the advanced variation is not the best one, but what do I know? Okay, so wasn't entirely certain if this was super passive. I thought about just getting my knight involved, but at this point I was considering, one, blocking my king from getting checked with the queen, and also his bishop, and perhaps even trading off my bad bishop for his good bishop. But that did not come to pass. Instead, I just put the queen here, and the idea is to put pressure on this pawn and eventually get something like that, right? So I pushed here instead of trying to fianchetto or whatever. I just didn't want my king side to be broken down. So castles, and it's the elo bar says that this is actually better for him. I wasn't entirely certain if this is too much pressure on the queen. If maybe he could even push or just start taking. Like take this. I don't think that works, right? Maybe I thought about maybe taking this. He takes here. But I don't know. Seems to think he's a little bit better here with a 0.7. And so now we start trading, and he didn't see the trades very well. I spent some time on this move, whether or not to take the knight or the bishop and put pressure on these. Because I know if I took the bishop, he pretty much has to do this, and then I'm kind of freed up to take along these lines. And I've got this dark square eventually. That was my idea anyway. That said, before he takes, or before he moves this knight, he's apparently actually pretty good. It's called the Sicilian defense. Huh. I didn't try to play the Sicilian. I guess it segued into the Sicilian. Yeah. O'Kelly Venice system. I have not seen this. So, Stockfish says, bishop takes f5. So, okay, so that's... I was actually kind of scared about this because it starts destroying my center. So I take, of course, maybe he pushes, I don't know. D kills C. D kills C. Where is it? Oh, D kills C, right. Ah, right. So I take with the bishop, I'm assuming. And then bishop kills C5. Okay, I kill the queen. Now what? And knight B to D2. So it starts building up something. I'd say castling is maybe the move. Actually, it says castling's the third move. You can't see these, can you? Queen B6. It's saying just get the queen out of danger. Is that danger for the queen? This is danger for the queen. And also, I'm not really sure. I think it's just getting out of range. Okay, we'll go back to actually what happened. So, being cognizant of this situation that's brewing here, instead of moving my knight, it wants c4. So just locking up the position, putting pressure here, and you know his bishop has got to move back to here, which is annoying. I see. So it's just a positional, right? Bishop's got to go to e2, and I just have lots more queenside space. Maybe can get my knight in at some point. This gets the queen back. c7. I think that's to start moving her, like over to the king side. Or maybe just out of the way of this pawn. Sometimes I'm just overthinking. c1. Bishop c1. What? How does the bishop go to c1? Oh, this bishop. So yeah, that sucks for him. So this little move, c4, makes him have to really find ways of moving about his pieces to, you know, get uncramped and all that. Nice. And then knight f5. Now it wants knight f5. So I like that. Clean up the center. Get the queen to safety. You know, get a strong center, and then start pressing forward. That's a pretty good lesson. This is what I did. I just went for it, and I was getting caught up in these trades. Thankfully, I did pretty well with them. Okay, it really doesn't like that. Really? So what's the move it suggests? Bishop takes e5. No, knight takes e5. Oh. It's a free pawn. Oh. Interesting. So his knight doesn't have too many good squares. I was so focused on taking this knight and opening up this line. This is a sexy move. The knight's not under attack, and it's attacking the bishop. So the bishop's got to push back again. And he's just losing tempo. Maybe here. Knight c, or rook c8. I see. So patience. That's what I'm seeing. I need to be patient. Patient enough to move my pieces. I guess this is principled chess. Not being so tunnel visioned on, oh, I'll do this trade, I'll do this trade, I'll do this trade. This is great because when he moves his knight, because his king's on this diagonal, it's just getting weaker and weaker. He actually can't move the knight. Not really. Let's say he were to move it, I don't know, here or something. Like, this is pretty bad, right? I guess he could block. Yeah, block with f2. It looks pretty gnarly. And then g6. I'm thinking it's probably for a push and to just shore up the queen. Wild. Okay. I will finish this up real quick with what I actually did. So I took here. Gives him an advantage because now he has a strong center. Put pressure on the queen. He wants to trade. I do. Because I was like, well, this doesn't look that great. This pawn is being protected. So his rook, while it can get in, I got a lot of bishops. And now my castle kind of works. Alright, he pushed here, and I just took his pawn. This was to block off his light squares. Again, figuring he would do the en passant, because why would you never do the en passant? Maybe that's why. And now I'm skewering his knight. So I take, forcing him to do this. And that allows me time to go this way. I think he takes. Right? My idea was putting a pawn here. I did like the idea of this passed pawn, but I don't know. I was thinking I could do something. I was also concerned with the square. This whole idea, and then the king here. I didn't really like this idea, which is what he does. And now I'm going to attack his pawns. He just kind of made some poor moves here. Yeah. So, yeah. So that was the game. There you go. The 2 games with Kafumisi 1, 2, 3, 4. From, I don't know that flag, Uganda. Hell yeah. All right. Well, Kafumisi, if you were watching this, thank you for playing, sir. I want to thank the Patreon people, patreon.com/chesswithbill, James Johnston, Ember Ellaria, and Natalia Cline. Thank you guys a ton. If you all would love to join the Patreon, that'd be great. And I also do the coffee thing, blah, 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 like, subscribe, etc. Thank you for watching. Peace.